Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. Now, I don't typically like to get into politics anymore just because, to me, it's a gigantic waste of time. But I can't help myself here because, folks, this tax cut thing that they're promoting, that they're trying to ramrod down everybody's throat at the last minute, is absolute crap. And everybody saying, well, you know, we got to take what we can get. Yeah, that's the best. That's what we can do. If that's all we can get, by God, any tax cut's a good cut. Any tax cut's good. It's a step in the right direction. That's all I've heard. And okay, I get your point. Any sort of reduction, albeit slight, doesn't matter. It's a reduction. Okay. However, don't let them sell it as this, oh, well, that's the biggest tax cut of all time. Well, you know, everybody, it's going to be prosperity like you've never seen it. Get ready to be sorely disappointed. I'm just saying, it's one of those gut feelings I have, and maybe history has something to do with it. I don't know, but I can tell you this, Wall Street Journal reporting middle class to get 23% of tax cuts for individuals under the GOP bill. It says middle-income households will get $61 billion in tax cuts in 2019 under the Republican tax plan, poised to pass this week, according to analysis released late Monday by the Congress's Joint Committee on Taxation. This amounts to 23%, they say, of the tax cuts that go directly to individuals. Guess what, though? By 2027, you don't get any more tax cuts, because they expire. Yeah, that's right. Hey, meanwhile, that wonderful tax cut that corporations get, yeah, 35% down to 21%. Oh, yeah, that's permanent. See, so let me tell you how this works, because in any future legislation, you can sniff this out in the future to see how you're getting bamboozled. So what this is something that was coined in the 80s. It's called trickle-down economics, okay? And the whole idea by this trickle-down economics is, if we give corporations a big tax cut, they're going to take that money and they're going to hire more people and they're going to raise wages. That's what they're going to do. Let me tell you what's going to happen with these tax cuts. Now, you'll get a token amount that would go towards perhaps wages, maybe add jobs. However, see, this isn't the 1980s anymore. We are in the midst of a new industrial revolution, let's just call it, a technology revolution, where human labor is being replaced with robots, automation, and artificial intelligence faster than anybody ever could have anticipated. Because there's really no way to estimate just how this happens. It's uncharted territory. And so this 35 to 21% tax decrease, which is pretty substantial, and don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining that there's a tax break or tax cuts coming to the United States. Not at all. I mean, like any tax cuts, again, is a step in the right direction. But don't let them sell it to you as if this is the savior and everything's going to be great. Folks, on average, people like you and me, we're going to see maybe $1,000 a year, maybe, in tax relief. Now, divide 1,000 by 12, and that basically tells you how much a month this actually equates to, which ends up being like, what, $80 maybe? $80? I mean, it's unbelievable how they're touting this to be just an unbelievable savior for the U.S. economy. That's not going to happen. Other things are these big corporations, especially the big ones, they answer to shareholders, right? These shareholders are going to want a piece of the pie. They're going to want to see bigger dividends and bigger returns. And so a lot of this money that's going to be saved is going to the stakeholders of the companies of these corporations. That's where it's going. So don't look for it to translate into higher wages or jobs. They may, but it's going to be crumbs, like throwing crumbs to a flock of pigeons. Same thing here with the individual tax breaks. Folks, they're temporary. And even so, you're only looking at a couple of percentage points that go to individuals. This is by far not the solution to the problem. This is by far propaganda at its best. This is selling us a bill of goods. It's crap. I'm not gonna protest against a tax cut. Never. To me, I think income tax needs to go the way of the dodo. It is illegal. It's unconstitutional. The Supreme Court has ruled on numerous occasions that it's unconstitutional. But when a president goes and bills this, you're going to love this. This is going to be the best tax break ever. It's the biggest one in American history. You're never going to see anything like it before or after. By God, it's a once in a generation thing. This is what we got here. We love it. Okay. It's going to be good. It's not, folks. Come on. All being said, if I can save $80 a month, that's great. Thank you, President Trump, for saving me $80 a month. But folks, don't expect this to translate to more jobs and to higher wages. It's just not going to happen. What's going to end up happening is a lot of this money they save will be put into automation. It's going to kick automation into high gear because, look, these companies are focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's growth. Growth of the bottom line. They want to make sure that their profits are going up. We've learned through the crash of 2007 and 2008 that the bankers and the fat cats on Wall Street don't give a damn about you, and they certainly don't give or pay any mind, I should say, to the well-being of the financial system. They care about transfers of wealth. And what we're seeing here is, yet again, another state-sanctioned massive transfer of wealth from the low and middle class to the upper 1%. That's what you're going to end up seeing. Now, couple this with what's going on in cryptocurrency, okay? There's a lot of things going on in cryptocurrency that's raising a red flag to me. And I cannot stress enough to you folks, if you haven't taken my advice and watched the documentary, The Great Depression by the BBC, just go ahead and watch it. You can look for it on YouTube. It's available there. You can watch it in its entirety. But I promise you, when you're done watching that, hell, while you're watching it, you're going to see what happened during the Great Depression with regards to how they were pushing stocks out to everybody, from the lowest income all the way up to the highest, trying to get as many people into this as humanly possible. It didn't take too long before it kind of grew a life of its own, I guess you could say. And then people were so blown away by this growth that was happening in the stock market that everybody was mortgaging their houses. They were taking out loans, getting things on margin, buying these stocks on margin. And then it wasn't until the rug came out because of most of the stock was concentrated in the hands of a small group of individuals. And those individuals decided one day, you know what? It's time to sell. And they started a massive selling frenzy that culminated in the Great Depression. Fast forward today, you've got 4% of all Bitcoin owners own 95% of Bitcoin. All it takes is for a couple of those people to go ahead and dump them. What happens then? You're going to have a run on that like you've ever believed. It's going to drop like a rock and people are going to lose their shirts. And it can happen in a very, very, very small period of time. And folks, it's not like the the state-sanctioned gambling that goes on Wall Street, where they see a reduction or they see too much of a drop too fast, they put a hold on trading. There's no regulation in Bitcoin. Like it or not, there is none. So there's no switch to stop it from going down, down, down. So guess what? With Bitcoin, it's uncharted territory. Certainly nothing to be afraid of. However, something to be acutely aware of the risks, because I believe those risks are very, very serious indeed. But certainly, folks, again, I can't stress this enough. Do not buy into these tax breaks being the savior of the U.S. economy. It is not going to be that at all. As a matter of fact, I would say that you're going to be sorely disappointed when, in 2018, let's not forget that these tax breaks will not affect you until you file for taxes in 2019 for the 2018 year. So just get ready, because I think your bubbles are going to burst when you actually find out how little this tax cut cuts your taxes. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website, thedailysheeple.com. Hashtag Wake the Flock Up. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to this channel today. Have a great day, everybody.